On today's episode of our recording, we talk about Travis Kelce's new girlfriend.
Nobody knew who she was before Travis Kelce. So.
Welcome to our recording, the most clickbaity podcast on the planet, and
We're striving to be. We're striving to be.
And I'm your host, Gage Sutton, 007, here with the young Rottweiler, 5'5" of pure temptation.
Big Sex. I know you wanted to say it.
I'm not going to call you Big Sex. We did this a couple weeks ago. Ethan, go ahead, man. Take it away. Do your bark or whatever.
You already know who it is, man. It's oh. I know for all the dogs is almost coming, so I got to get ready for it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to record today, man. How you been?
Good, man. Just getting into the groove of life again. Just got a part-time job, so
you love to see it, man.
Yeah,
getting some shmoney. Yeah,
getting some shmoney, making it work. But yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week. Mostly in the entertainment realm. We started the show with a Taylor Swift joke because she has been overtaking all of our feeds. If you're a football fan, I'm sure that you've seen more Taylor Swift than you've probably seen football highlights. And it's because she was at the Kansas City Chiefs game and basically confirming the rumors that she's dating star tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce.
And they're milking, the NFL, rightfully so, is milking the hell out of this. Like every single team that's not even the Chiefs is like, oh my God, Taylor Swift, you should date one of our players. Mark Cuban went on First Take. It was like, yeah, she shouldn't be messing with them. We got a bunch of players on the Mavs that look crazy that she should come mess with. I respect Mark Cuban putting it down like that. But dog, I'm not gonna lie. Leading up to this, I was kind of like, oh, that Taylor Swift like being involved with the NFL, that's kind of cool. Like you never see her like in her extensive history of like dating, like in her music, she didn't really date athletes that I know of. So like to see that it's like one that we know, I was like, at first I was like, oh, okay. That's really it. I don't really have any particular feelings, but if I want to keep it straight, bro, I'm so Taylor Swift out. Like in this 1 week, I'm so Taylor. They're doing like the Swifties are doing think pieces on Travis Kelce. And oh my, I'm so sick and tired of this already.
Yeah, me too, because let me get this straight. Is Taylor Swift dating Travis Kelce good for business? Absolutely. I think his jersey sales are up like 400%. We've got more people watching football than ever before because Swifties are like, oh my God, she's on TV. And that's really all it took. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, like you were talking about, this is the thing that really upset me. I saw this clip on Twitter, and I don't know if you're an NFL fan, you've seen all the thousands of training camp clips where players get upset and they punch someone or they hit someone. Travis Kelce did it this offseason. A Taylor Swift fan found that tweet, quoted it, and said, I can't believe Taylor would put herself in a position to date someone who will hit people. And now, like, that doesn't make any sense,
bro. But these are how the stan cultures are. Like, bro, shorty Taylor Swift was dating like some alt-right guy, like the last to go around, and they didn't give a fuck. All I'm saying is, boy, you see how Taylor Swift fans are going insane and critiquing her for her dating Travis Kelce, a spicy white. Imagine if Taylor Swift dated a black guy. Oh my God, they would lose their minds if Taylor Swift ever dated a black guy.
Hey, you're not wrong, dude. These Swifties are getting out of hand.
And like I'm seeing them do the think pieces, talk about, oh, he's corny, da 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 da, and I'm like, bro, these are celebrities. They don't know you. They don't know you.
They don't care. They don't care. They really don't. And this is the thing: is yes, am I happy that the game is growing because of it? Sure, but honestly, I think it was big enough. This infestation of the Swifties is too much for me to handle right now. Get the hell away from my game. The game that I love, don't ruin it for me.
I'll tell you what, though, the way these stan cultures are, because these are how the bars are, or the Beehive. The Swifties are up there, too. I have no doubt they're going to find some new statistic for us to use for quarterbacks in a couple weeks. Like, I was seeing like these threads of them learning what football is, and it's like AI. Like AI is constantly growing. That's how I feel about Taylor Swift fans learning about football.
They're like, wait, football's played on Sundays? Yeah, it is.
They're for real like then. I think it's funny though, because Travis did put the seeds in, and I like how like he put the season, what was that, at the beginning of the off season?
Yeah. He talked about it on his podcast, and he said that he went to her show and tried to give her a friendship bracelet with his number on it, and that at first she rejected him. So she did. I don't. I'm actually interested to hear. Like, I wonder if they'll ever address that. Did she double back to him,
I
or
think she
like?
double back.
I think so too. I think so too because I mean, you see how big Travis Kelce is. I mean, he's got the best podcast in the world right now, or the top
second
Oh
best.
yeah,
Okay.
besides our recording. Yeah, you're right.
Make sure to like, subscribe. Yeah.
Hey, good plug, man.
No free plugs. Man, fuck Travis Kelce podcast, man.
Whoa.
No free plugs, man. No free plugs.
Okay, so I should say the most listened to sports podcast in the world, the Kelce podcast. And you got a lot of publicity after talking about that. And I mean, hey, I'm happy for them on a personal level. I think two people who are living very famous lifestyles should be able to find love. And if that's what they found, cool. And if not, hey, Swifties, at least you're going to get an awesome breakup album because that's what Taylor Swift will inevitably do if they break up. So.
Why are you pussy watching?
Hey, I'm just saying.
Who knows? They might end up together.
That's
like
what
forever
I'm saying.
and ever.
If they do, great. I'm happy for them. But if they don't, I'm telling the Swifties, hey, it's okay. You don't have to take it out on Travis Kelce. You can just go listen to her music.
They're gonna take it out on Travis.
They
Kelce.
will. They definitely will. But
these are how stan cultures are.
Absolutely. But this is one thing I am actually excited about, and you kind of touched on it. How Mark Cuban was, saying like, "Hey, Taylor, you should come date one of the Mavericks." I want this to become a trend. I want athletes to just start shooting their shots at whoever, pop stars, government officials, authors of books. I don't know. Just go crazy.
I've been saying, Luka need to hit up Meg Thee Stallion. I've been saying that. Bro, I bet you Luka walk into a Mavs game with Meg. Boy, I think be honest, he takes his spot over Kelce as the top white for the year. I know hey. Luka is engaged, right? But like, ooh-wee. Hey. In another universe, boy.
Yeah. But that's what like just makes it a little interesting is like this is the first time we've seen, I guess, like a super big athlete, one of the top stars in the sport, date a top star in like the music industry. I can't think of another example off the top of my head. I can't even think of anything. I would say like Aaron Rodgers, Tony Romo, I guess. Tony Romo
would be the last one.
Yeah, Tony Romo.
Who did he did? It was what's it called? Jessica Simpson?
Simpson, yeah.
That's probably the last one that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, hey, if you're an NFL player, you're an NBA player, and you see Travis Kelce and you're like, damn, I kind of want some of that. You're an athlete. You make millions of dollars. Shoot your shot.
Bad. If we engage in shooting shots at the square, what the fuck? Y'all need to get some shots.
Yeah, exactly. And take high-level shots. Why are we shooting at girls on Instagram with obviously girls that you can get?
What was that Patrick Ewing quote? Have you ever shot that shot? I've never seen you shoot that shot in your life.
Hey, but props to Travis Kelce, man. I'm glad he got the job done. And for the Swifties, welcome to the NFL world. I hope you enjoy it.
How long you think it lasts? How long you think it lasts?
Oh well, see, that's kind of mean. Now you're asking me how long the relationship's gonna last.
Come on, let's pray on some downfalls right now. How long you think it? I give it till. I don't think it makes it to the end of the season.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm actually gonna give. Is there a ship name for their couple yet?
I don't know, but this podcast will not give it to them.
Okay, you know what? I'll let the Swifties figure that one out. They're already finding like horoscopes and how it compares to Travis Kelce's stats in 2023 or whatever. Yeah. But I'm actually confident that they'll make it past the season and maybe even into next season because
I'm picking the under. I'm going the under.
Okay, I'm gonna go the over, and the only reason I'm going the over is because we saw T Swift with Travis Kelce's mama.
Oh no! All right, shout out to Travis Kelce's mom. She was what Magic say? Hee. she was doing boy. She threw the lob for sure. You already got her in the sweet talking to mom.
Yep.
That's an easy lob right there.
Easy. And Travis Kelce's mom, I love that they're featuring her more. She's such a sweet lady. And yeah, man, if T Swift is in with the mom, yeah, she's got a pretty good chance of hitting it out the park with Mr. Travis Kelce. But if you're a football fan, let us know what you think of Taylor Swift fans coming into the NFL. And if you're a Taylor Swift fan listening to this podcast, let us know how the NFL has been treating you so far. Are you enjoying the football aspect of it, or are you literally just watching because of Taylor Swift? And it's okay.
Yeah, and what's your new favorite team? Is it the Chiefs automatically?
Is it the Chiefs? Yeah, I'm assuming so. But I saw a lot of Taylor Swift fans also upset that, like, oh, why wouldn't she date an Eagles player? She's from Philly. And I was like,
Taylor Swift's from Philly?
Yeah, she's an Eagles fan.
Add it to the fucking list. Add it to the list.
She's an Eagles fan.
Yeah, so, I'm betting the fucking under.
Yeah, so
I'm betting the under.
She's an Eagles fan, and people were like, why wouldn't she date an Eagles player? And I'm like, so that's the thing, is y'all gotta get informed. Kelce's brother
they pussy watching.
Plays for the Eagles.
They pussy watching. Come on. They pussy watching. Come on. You know, boy.
Well, that's not the only instance of music and sports meeting. And we're actually going to talk about one that happens annually at the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl halftime show. And it was announced earlier last week who was going to be performing. And it is none other than the Lady Stealer himself.
Usher Raymond,
Raymond, man.
That's hard. I love the announcement. You see they did the callback to Confessions?
Yeah.
That was cold. I thought that whoever did that for Apple Music, smoked that.
Yeah.
Because last year we had Rihanna. I think she did a solid job. You know, we didn't get any special guests coming out of it. Because the special guests would have been like Kanye or Jay-Z. And so she didn't do any special guests. She was pregnant. She revealed that she was pregnant for the second time. So that
was the biggest thing about her
yeah, I thought she had
what people remembered.
Yeah, no, I thought she had a solid performance. Who was the year before that? I thought that was the year before that was Dr. Dre. I think that no, that was Dr. Dre.
Oh, you're right.
Weekend was I think Dr. J, for me, that's my favorite Super Bowl halftime show I've ever seen, is that one, because it was him, 50 Cent, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige. Like, that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about Usher? I love it.
Hey, me too. Honestly, I think Usher is one of the most underrated pop stars of our generation. I think he has so many bangers that people just don't like take into account. So I think he's gonna put on a really good show. He was very popular in the news. We've talked about him on the podcast, actually, about causing some controversy with some other famous celebrities. And maybe he could do a callback to that too. Maybe call Taylor Swift on stage and get Travis Kelce heated.
Who do you think he would who do you think Usher could bring out?
My first thought is Justin Bieber. I think
I would love that. If he brought Bieber out?
Yeah, I think Bieber makes the most sense.
I'm also thinking, like, these are kind of, I could like maybe some Atlanta people, because that's it, like Atlanta R&B, maybe Babyface, SWV.
Ooh, I think I've got one. Alicia Keys.
Ooh, I can see it. I can see it. I think Justin for sure will come out.
Yeah.
I think Justin for sure will come out. But honestly, when they announced Usher, like, I think it's a great choice, but it made me think, like, who else is left that hasn't done the Super Bowl that could do it? Because I could only think of really like 5 names, and one of them is maybe too young. And on the names on those lists, I think none of them would do it.
So, yeah, I'm interested to hear.
I can see only one of them to do it. I could only see one of them do it.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to hear who you have in mind. I've got one, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Next year, or I guess this upcoming year, is going to be in Vegas. Usher's already announced for that.
Well, hey, think about it too. The connection. He's doing his residency in Vegas. He's been doing it for like a year and a half there.
So see, that's kind of where I'm going for the next Super Bowl. If I were the one booking for the next Super Bowl, which is going to be in New Orleans, I would make it Lil Wayne.
Ooh.
He's from New Orleans.
That's hard. I would love Lil
Wayne. Football fan.
I would love Lil Wayne.
And Lil Wayne could bring out so many people. He's got hit after hit, 20 years of hits. That, I mean, Literally, he could
I
bring
can
out
see
anyone he
when.
wanted.
I don't mean this like in a bad way. I think Lil Wayne is a little too black that the Super Bowl wouldn't let him. The
I
NFL,
mean,
the NFL, they've gotten better. I'm not saying they haven't gotten
yeah,
better. Like they had Dre, they had Mary J. Blige in them. They're gonna have Usher this year, but like
yeah,
Lil Wayne, ooh wee,
yeah.
The Midwest whites would have they
A
get pissed.
field day with that one. We're like,
Yeah,
what?
because
Say some
they've
crazy shit.
they've already been mad the past couple years. So I like Lil Wayne. I see that's one I didn't think about. The name I have that we talked about, I think Taylor Swift's the one, the most obvious one. I think
Ooh.
she's in that age range now where she's definitely a veteran. She's not a legacy act for sure, but she's big enough where like I think she could do it, and I think she eventually will do it.
Okay.
Especially because we haven't had I would say a female. We had Rihanna last year, but I think she would be the next one.
All right. So
I think
now
she'll definitely do it. By the way, like I think Taylor Swift will definitely do a Super Bowl.
for sure, for sure. I think she's like one of the biggest stars in the world. It would be a stupid move to not have her play Super Bowl in like the next 5 years, I would say. Um, Another person I thought of, and I kind of had this approach of like, I don't know how accepting people will be of him because he's an international artist, and I don't know how much he would be like accepted by the sport of football and the fans.
I know you're
But
gonna
Bad
say
Bunny, I think
Bad
Bad
Bunny.
Bunny is one of the biggest stars in the planet.
I'm
And
with you, but football. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Football. I don't think Bad Bunny would do it. Nah,
yep,
give him the NBA All Star, but he's too big to do All Star. Like Burna Boy did All Star
yeah,
game last year, and I thought that was amazing. I thought it was a dope performance. But Bad Bunny, I get what you're saying. Like as far as like mega stars, he's definitely on that list. He's not gonna do it though. I don't think Bad Bunny would do it.
yeah.
Another name that for sure
Drake.
he would do it. Drake's never doing it.
You don't think so?
Drake is big enough. He's never doing it. Drake will never do the Super Bowl halftime show.
Why do you say that?
Um, Drake is very like I wouldn't say like anti-established. Drake doesn't even show up to the Grammys. There's no way in hell he's gonna show up to the Super Bowl.
Hmm. See, I don't know about that. And I mean,
Drake. And the thing is, like Drake is even more connected to basketball than he is football. And I say he can't do it, but it's like Drake not gonna do it in the Super Bowl. Like not yet, at least. I could see it though. Like Drake, I like Drake more than Bad Bunny.
yeah.
I like Drake more than Bad. Like I would love Drake to do the Super Bowl. Drake's not gonna do the Super Bowl, not yet.
Yeah, I would say like I don't think I see him doing it in the next couple years, but I do definitely think that Drake
Maybe in the
will
next
have
10. Maybe in the next 10.
10. Yeah. But the thing is like the list of potential people is running pretty low. Like there are a couple others that we haven't named yet, others that like
Hold on. The name I got, he could do it and he would smash it. But no way in hell they would let Kanye West do a Super Bowl halftime show with a live mic. No way in
no way.
hell they.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm 100%
Kanye's
with you.
like let's be honest. Kanye's really the one that could do, like. I think he's the best choice if he wasn't like already burned that bridge with live performances.
Yeah.
Cause you're talking about like set design and everything like that would smoke it. Catalog has it. It's just we know Kanye's Kanye.
And the guests he could bring out too would be crazy. I mean, even if he didn't, like
He can bring out anybody.
His catalog is deep enough in just his bag that he would be able to do it all by himself. I'm with you. Other names that I'm sure you and me wouldn't be as excited for, but they
Jay-Z
are mega
could do it.
stars.
Jay-Z could.
Jay-Z could.
I think he'll end up doing it because ever since the NFL, him and Roger Goodell have had that deal. We got Dr. Dre, we got Rihanna. This year we're gonna get Usher. I think he'll end up doing it. I'm surprised he hasn't done it. Jay-Z could do the halftime show.
See, that's kind of where I'm at too. Is like, if Jay-Z would have done it, I'm surprised he hasn't already. Because,
well, he said no. He's already said no a couple times.
oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's already said no a couple times. So I think he could do it.
Yeah, I think so. But like, I don't know if it's just you, but me personally, and again, we've had this conversation.
The list is really short. The list is really
short. Like, especially if you're like being very particular about the hip hop artists, because obviously, you and me, we're all here for the Lil Waynes, we're here for the Jay-Z's, we're here for Kanye West. But like you said, there are a lot of people who aren't into that. And what I'm afraid of, not to say that I think these artists are bad, but that like the next couple of years we could get stuck with like a Harry Styles, Ariana Grande.
But see, I think Harry Styles and Ariana Grande, like I don't mean this, they're too young. Like Super Bowl is for legacy acts.
No, I'm with you, but like, you don't think that they would jump the gun on something like that? If
No,
they give Taylor
Taylor
the
is
stage and she kills it,
Taylor is too. I'm not talking about the genre of music. Taylor been in this shit since 03, 04.
has it really been that long?
Yes. Taylor Swift's been here since the early 2000s. She was in the era of like prime Beyonce, Lady Gaga, like.
Hey, another person I just thought of was Miley Cyrus.
I like Miley Cyrus could do it instead of like, but of recent, Miley Cyrus couldn't. I don't think she has the songs of recent to do it.
Yeah,
See,
she would definitely be like very reliant.
yeah,
On,
Taylor
like,
Swift's first album came out in 2006.
2006. Okay.
Almost 20 years. Taylor Swift could do it. Ariana Grande really started doing music in like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Same with Harry Styles. Harry Styles couldn't do it yet. You got to be like a legacy. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
a
that's
legacy,
not true.
yeah.
Harry Styles was with One Direction and was making a lot of crazy stuff.
But he's not
that,
he not a legacy act yet. Like
yeah.
Not. You know who could do it? But he's a little young, and I like who has a bigger catalog than Ariana Grande and Harry Styles and Miley Cyrus. But they're not gonna let him do it yet.
Who?
We said his name, Justin Bieber.
Ooh, I'm not mad at that either. I'm not.
I think he'll do it in the next like 10 years for sure.
Yeah.
I would say Justin Bieber would come first before they let Drake do it.
Wow.
Before Drake would want to do it. I should say that.
That's fair. Man. Yeah. I mean, it is very hard to like find what artists would fit. Like everyone's taste in music is so different, and the demographics of people who watch football are so varied that you're not going to please everyone with who you pick.
Obviously. So, and you got to think too, the old whites, I can't really think the age of the rock bands doing halftime shows is done with.
Is over. Like there's not a rock band right now that could still do it.
That hasn't done it already. That hasn't done it already.
Exactly. So man, it's tough. Yeah, I can't even think of like a rock band that hasn't done it that's still around, unless Metallica has never done one. But I don't know.
They're like in their 70s.
But they're so old. Yeah, they're old. Like, would they be able to put on the same performance? Hey, I'm not gonna doubt it. I love Metallica. I think they have really great music, but are they still the same performers they were 20 years ago? And that's kind of what I'm worried about too. Is like with Jay-Z and with the Drake, is if like Super Bowls, they shouldn't be
their performances.
And sometimes when they wait for all of these years, the performances I think kind of suffer because the artists are at older parts of their careers and older parts of their state. Like Dr. Dre wasn't as big in 2022 as he was in 1990.
But that's Dre though.
Yeah, but I'm saying just in general, like there are people who they've just waited a little bit too long to take advantage of, and if they would have
I'm with you. Dre should have been done the Super Bowl halftime show
years ago.
Jay-Z and Kanye should have been done it.
Drake even like I think Drake is a guy who like I could be talked into it that he could have done it like last year, because
Drake could have done it.
He has the catalog. He's still one of the biggest artists in the world. And what I'm worried about is that they wait too long and they're like, we're going to wait till Drake is, ready to do it. We're going to give him 20 years. And I mean, a lot can happen in 20 years. Drake might not be the same megastar he is in 20 years that he is today.
We said that when nothing was the same. What did he say?
Hey,
we'll see who's around a decade from now.
Around a decade from now. That's real. But hey, just food for thought.
So okay, so the names. I think you're right. I think Taylor Swift will do it in the next like 3 years, though.
Yeah. So I think the names that we listed are Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, Justin Bieber. Some of the more out there possibilities, I think Lil Wayne, Drake, Bad Bunny,
Kanye,
Jay-Z.
Outkast could do it if they ever got back together. They could do it.
Oh, dude, that would be.
Outkast was smoking. If they ever got back together,
dream come true.
Outkast could do it. I think Outkast is like the one group. Like Wu-Tang, I don't think could do it. I think Outkast is the one group where the whites would be like, yeah. Even though the whites do like Wu-Tang.
They'd be like, hey, yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but
No, seriously.
that was a bad joke. That was a bad joke.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I think Usher finna smoke this. I
Yeah.
think, oh my God. Like, bro, Usher's gonna smoke this. I'm actually excited about this.
It started when we were younger.
Younger,
You
you
were
were
my
my
my boo. Oh,
boo.
dude, I'm gonna go crazy when I hear that shit.
Bro, what? Bro, Usher, bro, he gotta play Confessions. He gotta play
Has to,
Confession.
has to.
Bro,
Oh, and we talked about like guests he could bring out Lil Jon and Ludacris for yeah.
ooh, oh, he 1000% he's gonna do
Hell
that.
yeah, right? Makes sense. But
You
yes.
remind me of a girl that I. Oh, but bro, I'm not gonna lie. Usher finna smoke this. Now that I
He's
think about it.
yeah, he's gonna put on a crazy show. But let us know who you think Usher might bring out. Let us know in the comments who you might want to see in the Super Bowl halftime show. Also add us on Twitter and we can extend the conversation out there at Are We Recording Podcast, AWR Podcast. Apologize for that. But Ethan, while we're on the topic of music, man, let's get right into it. Let's get into our favorite segment. Put you on. We were doing our singing with Usher. Put you on.
We not singing back today.
All right.
Let me
So
let me
can I?
start today.
Okay,
Or
yeah,
you want
go
to
ahead.
start?
Well, I was gonna ask you if you want to start with movies or music.
Let's do music. Let's do
Okay.
music. Music. I'm gonna recommend a project. And the project I'm gonna be doing is Halo by Bakar.
Mm.
So if you like that type of alternative R&B sound, similar to Tizo, not as far out there as Tizo or like a Steve Lacy, but he's very concentrated in his lane. So it's very much very like alternative like music. But Halo by Bakar, 11 tracks, 34 minutes, 35 minutes. My favorite songs off there is One In, One Out, Alive, and All Night. And for our YouTube viewers, we're gonna have it on the screen now. But yeah, that's my first pick.
All right.
Halo
Cool.
by Bakar.
Awesome. I think I'm gonna go with a single this week, and it's a single for an artist, a singer, actually, someone that I'm a big fan of. I know he's got his haters out there, but I'm gonna go with Brent Faiyaz. Brent Faiyaz dropped a new single this week, and it's called "Where You At," and it's beautiful. I think the production on it, the sample is really great, and Brent obviously does his thing. So if you like Brent Faiyaz, you like R&B, that kind of music, definitely check that single out. I think he's gonna put out a really great album soon.
You think we get a new Brent album so soon?
I don't know. It might be.
I wasn't that big of a fan of the last
So
one.
see, that's what I was gonna say is I don't know if he got the critical acclaim off of Wasteland that I think he expected. So maybe he could put out I don't know if it was just because Wasteland was too long for me personally, or if there was just something else missing. But I think Brent could put out another project like within the next year to kind of say like, hey, I'm still that guy. Like y'all may not have liked Wasteland that much, but this
You know,
is
Wasteland was like commercial success, and there's some songs I like off there, like All
yeah, for sure.
Mine, Jackie Brown, but it's a very short list. Like I thought it was cool. Like I thought it was mid. Like I'm not a big Wasteland fan. I'm a very big Brent Faiyaz fan, so don't
Yeah.
get that twisted. Fuck the World, Saunderson, Brent
Yeah.
Faiyaz is my jam. I just wasn't a big fan of the last project. That's
Yeah.
just me.
I think personally it was the length. Wasteland was 19 songs. Fuck the World was like 10.
A lot of skits on there.
Yeah. And
I thought
I
Fuck
think
the World was too short. I would have liked like two more songs on Fuck the World.
I'm not mad at that take. But anyway, Brent Faiyaz. If you haven't checked him out, please do yourself a favor. Where You At is the new single. And then go check out Fuck the World and Wasteland. He's a very talented artist. But what you got for movies, man?
Movies. I really got like
Or
movies and
music?
TV.
Or
I
TV?
got
Yeah.
three choices, but I'm gonna save them for later weeks. So hear me out. I'm actually gonna start out with the final season, season 4 of Sex Education. Shout out Jarris. Me and Jarris have been bonded over this show for like a couple years now. I love that show. It's like my comfort high school like teen drama show on Netflix. Yeah, the final season came out. Check it out. I think it ends pretty solidly. I wouldn't have been mad to see where it ended off at season 3, but I think like they found a solid footing ground It's very like like it's always hard to finish shows like that, like sitcoms or like teen dramas like that, because I get very depressed like towards the end of the show. I'm like, damn, this is over with.
Yeah.
But Sex Education season 4, that's my recommendation for the week.
All right. Cool. Man, this is tough because I haven't been watching as much like TV as I feel like I normally do. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen. So for my anime people out there, uh, Jujutsu Kaisen is phenomenal. I just started the second season, so I'm a little behind. No spoilers, but I think I'm gonna go with a show that Dylan actually recommended to me, my brother. And I'm a sitcom guy. I'm gonna go with Abbott Elementary. I watched the first couple episodes and I really like it. I think it it just has a lot of the elements of a sitcom that I like. The just not the laugh track, no laugh track. So if you're a fan of a sitcom show without laugh tracks, Abbott Elementary is definitely for you. But
It's Abbott Elementary's so great, bro. Like
so good.
that's a classic in the making. That's like one of them shows. Like I really hope NBC really gives them all the funding after the writer strike and stuff is over with, all the funding and the support. Like that's a show I need to see like through time. Like they're two
Yep.
seasons down. I need 8 or 9. Like
Yep.
I'm so convinced I need 8 or 9 of that. Like I need that to be like a Friends or like an Office where we get into the double digits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. And the cast is just so entertaining
Don't get me
too. Like,
wrong. Like I feel like with those shows like that, they kind of like they probably should have ended a season or two earlier. But I need at least 7+ seasons of Abbott Elementary
yeah.
before it's done and out of here. That's how high level I think of that show.
Yeah. I think, and the cool thing about it is like, I think Abbott Elementary could work as like a long-term sitcom, like long-standing one, because you do have your main characters, and obviously I'm a big fan of Tyler James Williams. I have been since he was in on Everybody Hates Chris. That's you know awesome show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of rooted in realism in the sense that like there are teachers that leave schools all the time, leave school districts, so that they could get away with a lot of the writing stuff of being like, oh well, this teacher went on and did something else. Um, and that's how they could like explain people not sticking around for the show, and it wouldn't ruin the show if something were like that were to happen. Um, but anyway, yeah, Abbott Elementary, go check it out. Speaking of TV and movies, Ethan, you mentioned it briefly. I just want to talk about it real quickly. The writer's strike has been officially ended over 150 days after it started. The writer's strike is now finished. So late night TV shows will be back up on the air, I think this week or next week. Includes
Oh
Jimmy
no.
Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, all that stuff if you're into that. But the big thing is that the actors are still on strike. So there's still going to be some production issues. I've already seen one of my favorite shows get canceled, Winning Time, the Lakers
Yeah, bro,
dynasty.
I was so bummed about that
Me
because
too.
I haven't started season 2 yet. I love season 1. I was gonna wait till season 2 was done with to binge it, and they canceled it with like 3 episodes left.
No,
Like,
so they finished the second season, but the way they finished it is the second season ends by telling it that by saying that's the end of the show. Like they already
uh,
knew that this was going to be the end of the show, which is dumbfounding to me because first off, they ended it on a Celtics championship year. What the fuck about a show about the Lakers? If I'm in LA, I'm rioting because that's crazy. Like
I'm with you. Bro, I'm like, there's so much stuff we didn't get into with like Magic in general. Like, we didn't get to the
Kareem,
We didn't get to Bad Boy Pistons era. We didn't get to the
Jordan, we didn't get to
Jordan
any
coming. We didn't get to the Olympics era. Would have been insane. I know it's about the Lakers, but even still, like,
just the
oh my.
cameos. Like
Let's keep it a sec. We didn't even get to the Magic Aid stuff that I think would have been amazing for television, of course. But like that whole storyline and shit, like,
I'm glad you clarified for
yeah.
television.
I needed to clean that up. That needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I can't lie to you. But no, I was pretty bummed out Winning Time was canceled. I think Netflix or something is gonna end up picking it back up though.
I hope so, but I also hope that like they don't fuck it up because there was something about the way that it was like shot and like edited that made it just feel so like grounded in realism, even though like a lot of the things were exaggerated for dramatic effect. You could still like tell and kind of get an idea of who these people were at those certain times of their lives. Like they really did not
The guy
hold
that
back.
played like what they did season 2 with Pat Riley, I've heard is like fucking amazing.
Amazing. He has one of the best character developments in the show, and like um even Magic, like just going into how crazy his lifestyle was outside of basketball, and just how addicted to sex he was is something that you don't really get to see through that lens. So that's the show I really hope they bring back. And if you have another show in the comments that is being affected by the writer strike, leave it in the comments. We're interested in checking these shows out. They still deserve love, even if they're being cut short. So yeah. All right. So we kind of already talked about football. We talked about music. This might just be a strictly football music kind of tied in episode because I want to talk about Kanye real quick. We'll make it real quick since we already talked about him for the halftime show. But Kanye has put out speculation that, or I guess there's speculation now that Kanye might release a new album. And I have a few thoughts on this. My first is
you talking to the Kanye's my favorite artist. All right, so
yeah. So
I'm ready here. I'm ready.
I want to get your
I'm
opinion on this. Do you think it's a coincidence that we hear this so close to the release of Drake's album?
No,
No,
no, no, no. I don't think so. Like Kanye, for those who don't know, like on Twitter, damn near every single Kanye rumored album got leaked on Twitter. Like 50 gigabytes of like 6 or 7 Kanye albums, and these aren't like unfinished tracks. These are finished Kanye tracks. Like these are done. Like I know Kanye has a history, even on his recent albums, where he puts out unfinished tracks. No. These are high level songs that he put out. That I'm like, bookmark saved. Like as a Kanye fan, I was like, oh shit, like he was in line. Like Gage, I'm being so fair. Like these are like, you remember Jesus King 2 with Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
He had all 10 or 11 songs are finished. They got songs with Travis, like 3 or 4 with Travis Scott, Anderson .Paak, Post Malone. Like it sounds crazy. You even see some tracks from the Travis Scott album that were originally on the original Donda's finished already. Like I thought that was pretty insane too, and I was like, oh shit, maybe we are getting close to Kanye album mode season, because even they've been reporting to like all these magazines, Vogue and stuff like that they wouldn't be surprised if Kanye drops like a surprise album in the near future.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm in the same mode until I'm like on track 4 or 5 of the album on my phone. It's on my phone. I'm not gonna believe it.
And one that is dropped like through streaming services, not one that we have to go out of our way to download on DapPay for Twitter.
Yeah. And they've too, like Ty Dolla $ign too said to be working on it too in Japan. So I'm excited for a new Kanye album. I think we'll get it next year. I'm being for real. Like I think we'll get it next year. But me holding out hope in the next like 90 days for one come before the end of the year, nah, you won't see me getting excited about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about, because that was the big thing for me, was just, man, this is coming out at a very weird, like very interesting time. Drake is dropping in, probably a week or two. He's dropping in October. So just the fact that all of this kind of comes up, I'm like, little interesting, but all right.
What else you got for us?
I think honestly we could just move on and finish the show off with some sports, because there are 2 topics that I think extend out to further than the NFL. And the first thing I want to talk about is the Denver and Miami game from this past Sunday. Basically, what is now being notoriously known as the 70-point game, where the Miami Dolphins ran the score up on the Denver Broncos and scored 70 points in a football game, an American professional football game, on the Denver Broncos. And there were a lot of people who were upset, I think, because they were only 7 points away from breaking the record. And Mike McDaniel said, well, we didn't want to embarrass them. But at that point, I was like, you still hung 70 on their head. It was
Yeah,
still like you still embarrassed the shit out of them. It doesn't matter if you score those last 7. So I kind of want to just get your opinion on how do you feel about that? Like, is there anything wrong with scoring that many points?
no, I think these athletes, like, I would suck if it would happen to my team, but that's just the way the game is played. These athletes and these teams get paid a bajillion dollars, right, to score points and win games. I don't give a fuck if you up by 10, you up by 20. They was up by 50. Run it up. And it's a lesson too to Sean Payton's fraudulent ass. He spent the whole offseason dogging the Broncos, the past coaching staff, all the players talking about, you guys are sorry. I'm gonna save you, Russell Wilson. If you don't play better, you out of here. Nathaniel Hackett didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and Sean Payton is doing just as bad of a job as Nathaniel Hackett did last year.
Yep, because he's the defensive mastermind of this team, and
Who?
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton's an offensive coach. He's not a defensive mastermind. Cut that out.
Well, okay, but I'm saying in the sense of like he brought this idea of like the offense is going to be better. The defense was already supposed to be good.
Like the defense has been bad.
The defense has been terrible. That's been the worst part. Is Russ didn't even play bad. The offense still put up 20 points, almost 30. So
Russ hasn't been bad this year. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not been great, but like he hasn't been bad. I think the defense has been meh.
That's really what's been holding them back so far is their defense. And I attribute a lot of that to Sean Payton because he brought in Vance Joseph, and like even though he's not the one directly calling the plays, I called him the mastermind behind it because this is his staff. This is everything that he wanted. Like you said, this offseason he was talking mad shit about Nathaniel Hackett and what his staff did for the Broncos, but hey, Sean Payton has fared no better through 3 games. He had one of the most embarrassing games, and if it weren't for a little bit of mercy from Mike McDaniel, his name would be.
They said it didn't even come from Mike McDaniel. It came from the players on the Miami Dolphins. Like the players had to be like, yeah, don't like just keep the field going. He was like, all right, cool. Like if y'all cool with it.
Yeah, Tua said we didn't mean to embarrass them. I think something like that. He was just like it just kind of happened, and that's really I'm kind of in the same boat with you in that sense that. It's the way the sport is played. If you don't like it, then don't play it because
it goes with celebration too. You're gonna have to hold that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's 48 minutes. So
it kind of crosses over to the Colorado and Oregon game. I have no problem with Oregon running the score up on Colorado. I also didn't think Colorado was gonna win. Colorado, this just because Colorado got blown out by Oregon doesn't mean they're overrated. Colorado is a top 25 team in the country. Oregon's probably a top 7, top 8 team.
Yeah. There's levels.
All right. There's levels to this. Colorado has already, this season's already an excess. The amount of money they brought to the school, the attention. Like, you don't think Deion's going to wait till them 5 stars come in the next 2 years?
Oh, yeah. Imagine, just wait until they have 4 or 5 Travis Hunters on their team because they were missing Travis Hunter on Saturday.
Do I think that's going to make that big of a difference? No.
No, it wouldn't have made it that big of a difference Saturday. But like you said, just off of the name alone, off of all of the success we've seen this season, going into next season and seasons after that, recruiting's only going to get better. More people are only going to want to come play for Coach Deion and to come
even talk about the formal players that are going to end up coaching the team that ended up being like involved in the coaching. Like it's already a win, but I have no problem with Oregon talking mad shit before the game. Like I have no problem with them doing that. And even Deion said it like, all right, like we lost, we got our butts whooped. Like we're gonna have to hold that. Get us now before it's too late, because eventually we're gonna get our get back. But for now, they gotta hold that. Yeah. So I have no problem. Like I've been very consistent. Like I have no problem with that. So and it relates to the Miami thing too. Like I don't have a problem with that. Even Joshua Dobbs made a response video to Michael Parsons after they beat us. I don't got a problem with it. I wasn't salty about it. Like
yeah.
Like you're not gonna hear me get butthurt over shit like that.
To be fair, Micah called him out on the podcast, on his podcast. Micah has his own personal podcast, which this is another topic that we could probably save for another day. But all these players starting their own podcasts are gonna put people like us out of business, and I fucking hate it.
Nah, we do. We because some of them are trash. Some of their podcasts are trash.
You're right.
And one day I'm gonna put a name on that bullet. Not today though. Not today though.
Oh,
But
damn. Okay.
no, but I don't have no problem with trash talk like that.
No, me neither. Me neither. Because Micah had to back it up, and I mean, it is what it is. Like
It's not that deep. It's really not
it
that deep.
really isn't. Yep. Because Micah's career is going to extend way further than one game, one loss against the Cardinals. So it is what it is. But on the opposite side, there's another conversation that I wanted to talk about, and this refers to, like I said, every sport in general. I think it's more prevalent in the NFL right now because of Devontae Adams. The Raiders are talking about trading Devontae Adams only 2 years after he had signed with the team, and I think a lot of people are like, "Yeah, free Devontae." And I'm the biggest Devontae Adams guy. You know how much I love Devontae Adams, but I don't really feel like he should be bailed out for this decision. He made the decision to leave Green Bay to go play in Vegas, and he knew that he wasn't going to go to a situation that was as good as Green Bay was.
Thank you. I don't feel bad for Devontae. Like I really don't.
I don't.
Like you wanted the money, you wanted to go to Vegas, cool. Like now you got sold a dream that y'all probably would Jimmy or not even Derek Carr. You and Derek Carr was gonna hook up. Pause. The defense was gonna be nice. Like, and it just didn't work out that way. Oh well, you should have stayed at Green Bay. Or you should have went somewhere else.
Let's be realistic, dude. Yeah, like I mean, Devontae knew, and you can have all of the ideas of grandeur of like, oh, me and Derek Carr are going to win a Super Bowl. But let's be realistic. It was the Raiders. And we knew that they were going to find a way to mess it up and that they were going to find a way to undervalue basically Devontae Adams. Not that he's not still one of the top 3, top 5 wide receivers in football, but it's different when you're going from an organization that is well known for keeping shit together to an organization that can fall apart at a whim. So
you gotta hold that. You made the choice. You're gonna get the money, cool. But I feel like it's a little hypocritical from you. Let me explain why.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let me explain why. I've always been of the mindset that if you're a player, you should make the best decision that comes to you. Right? No matter what it comes to choosing contracts, choosing teams, whatever. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to put your head on that pillow that night and live with whatever choice you made. You're the one that's going to have to go to that city and play the game, put in the performances, right? I think fans, Gage, I'll tell you this off mic. I feel like sometimes legacy is overrated. Just get the bread and go play what you want and enjoy what it play. When you get caught up in legacy don't matter except to the fans. What does it matter to? Yeah, I had fun playing a game. At the end of the day, I love sports. You love sports. At the end of the day, it's a game, right? And the Hall of Fame is great. And the arguments of who's better, Michael or Kobe, Bron, Jordan, all this stuff, like it doesn't, like it's cool and it's fun for the moment. It don't really matter. So why do you give Devontae Adams a pass and not Kevin Durant?
Because this is the difference.
Kevin, let me explain why.
No. Because this is the difference. Devontae Adams leaving.
Keep it towards. I don't want to get into the whole Kevin Durant argument because we've had this argument with Jason before.
Yeah,
like when Jason was on the podcast. And I stand where I stand, and you stand where you stand. But just keep this towards legacy.
Yes,
keep this towards legacy.
To relate it to Devontae Adams and his legacy, his legacy is solidified. He is going to be remembered as one of the best wide receivers of the 2020s or 2010s, 2020s, like late 2010s.
You think he'll get in the Hall of Fame?
Maybe. I think just because he was so good with Rodgers, I think that was the big thing.
I don't know if he has
great numbers with the
but
Raiders.
if you look at his longevity, like his stats, I'm not talking peak. Brandon Cooks got better stats than him. And they came to the year at the same time. That's a fact, but that's not me arguing like who's better. Devontae is better than Brandon Cooks. But Brandon Cooks, when it's all said and done, when you just look at the piece of paper going into the Hall of Fame, Brandon Cooks is probably gonna finish with more yards and more touchdowns.
So that's why I'm saying legacy kind of matters
But why does it matter though?
Because if Devontae Adams would have gone to Kansas City the same way that Durant went to,
he should have went to Kansas City. In hindsight, 2020.
You're right.
He should have went to Kansas City.
If he wanted to win a Super Bowl, he didn't. But that's what I'm saying is, for me, Devontae Adams' legacy is kind of set in stone. We're like, he's going to be a great wide receiver. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. It's not guaranteed, And I don't even know if a Super Bowl would have guaranteed it either.
If he would have stayed with Mahomes, yes, he would have. Yes, he
With
would have.
well, okay, but a lot of people would see that as the easy way out, though,
But
to
why
go
does
play
it
with the
matter?
best quarterback,
But
the
why?
same way that KD went to go
But
play
look
with
at him
the
now. Look,
best point guard.
but look at him now. He's miserable in Oakland.
Hey, he got his money though.
He got his money, but that's what I'm saying. If you wanted the legacy so bad, just go over there. That's why I don't like this stuff. The players say they want money until they get the money, then they want to move because they want to win. Just go make the move to win and cut all this bullshit out. That's why I loved what Kevin Durant did. Like I didn't like how he backtracked and went to Brooklyn, but I don't give a damn really. Like if I was Kevin Durant, I would have. What I'm you guys think I'm a loser for staying at going to Golden State. Watch this. I'm re-signing and we running it back. I think if Golden State, if that whole thing didn't happen between him and Draymond and how the front office didn't handle it, he would have stayed. Because then we're talking about arguments of Kevin Durant finishing with how many Finals MVPs? Three,
Yeah.
4. Golden State finishing with 6 rings.
Hey,
Like, and I bet hindsight's 2020. He wishes he would have went back too.
I know we said that we weren't really going to talk about this, but like, I feel like Giannis personally is my example of legacy and money, because he's getting paid in Milwaukee. He won his championship the hard way. He didn't leave. He didn't build a super team around him. Giannis did it the right way. And now, after he's already established himself as almost a solidified Hall of Famer, the same way Devontae Adams is, I would say, now he's kind of in that position where they just brought in Dame, which I guess kind of changes the situation
For another 2 years.
for another 2 years. But like, it opens the door for him to be like, okay, I won my championship, I made some money. Now I can go to a city where I want to play, regardless of whether
but that's what he's been doing this whole offseason. Has he not been complaining about the Bucks front office? Like he didn't want to keep Middleton and Drew? Yes, he has. He's been complaining how he needs help and all this yada 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 stuff.
I don't think complaining is the right word. He basically just told them that he was going to evaluate his options. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Who's their new coach? Didn't they get the Suns coach? They fired Bud, right?
Yeah, they did fire Bud. Did they hire Monty Williams?
I think they did. Like, I'm not tripping. They all switched coaches. Like, I know what's his name from Toronto went to Phoenix.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah.
Oh, they have Adrian Griffin.
Adrian Griffin. That's who they have.
Yep. Yeah, so he was the Raptors assistant.
I know. And the Suns, who
they kept
is...
Monty Williams, I believe.
No, they didn't.
They fired Monty Williams?
Yes.
Oh, damn. So who did they hire?
Frank Vogel.
Oh my God, they literally just did like a flip flop. Wow. All right. Well, I mean, we'll get into all of that, I'm sure, when NBA season starts, which we're not too far away from. But I guess just to tie this back to the NFL, any last statements or I guess overlying storylines that you want to talk about before we close the show out?
Legacy, just to add on, man, I believe in sports legacy is overrated. Especially if, like, I just think legacy is overrated. Go make your own legacy. Go play where you want to play. Go play with the players you want to play with and win as much as you can. Get as much money as you can and get the fuck out. Go to Cabo, go do whatever. This whole thing of fans helping dictate where you want to go. Like, don't go to that team. It's too good. We're not going to give you respect. But at the same time, if you stay the team that's drafted with you for 9 years and suffer, then we'll let you go. But if you go to a new team after that and you don't win, you're a loser. You should have left earlier. Like, which one is it? Like, because for Dame, we fans have been clowning him for the past 10 years, saying he should have left Portland. He was never going to win anything. Now he's going to go to Milwaukee, and if they win one of the next 2 years, they're going to talk about, well, he just joined up with Giannis. Or if he doesn't win, well, he should have left earlier. He's a bozo for staying. And we don't hold organizations accountable for how they treat players when they put their line on the line. We don't treat the Boston Celtics like shit when they hold Isaiah Thomas. Like, we can go down the long line of lists of how teams have treated players. It's business. It's a business. With fans, it's a business to the teams when they're making a move for a player you like, but it's not business for the players when they want to choose a team that actually wins. They want to go to a big market team. Gage, I know, I get it. Like, you're a fan of the San Antonio Spurs, the Green Bay Packers, small market team, right? And you guys don't get a lot of free agents, right? So I get how your whole thing with loyalty, but loyalty don't fucking exist. Loyalty don't exist, and the quicker
It,
we just realize it, it don't exist, boy. It don't exist,
the
and
thing
from
is,
both parties, from both parties, from both parties.
it's so hard for me to say that you're right. Like there in some degree, to some degree, loyalty does not exist, but to another degree, like you said, I've been fortunate enough to be a fan of two teams that have remained relatively loyal to their players, and their players have remained relatively loyal to them. Um, so like I really, I guess it's harder in the NFL because the rosters and there are so much bigger and there's so much more nuance compared to like a basketball team where it's five guys on the court and one guy can really make a huge difference the same way KD did going to the Golden State Warriors. But I think legacy does matter in some degree. And when we're talking about Dame, when it's all said and done, it's definitely something that I'm going to consider. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for staying in Portland for so long because he toughed it out. He tried his best to win a championship there until both sides mutually were like, it's just not going to work. There's no way we're going to be able to get this done for you. We know you want to win a championship, so we're going to do what's best for both of us. Send you to a team that's going to give you a good chance to win a championship, and we're going to get some good pieces back to help build our young core.
I know the Miami Heat are in hell right now.
Absolutely. They had the worst offseason because they thought for sure they were getting Dame. And with that falling apart, I really don't see them.
If we really think about it, we can talk about how Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra have failed to make the big move, similar to the Celtics, to get them over the hump.
Oh, shit. Okay, you know what? Let's save this for next week because the NBA season is starting up. So if you guys want to hear us talk a little bit more about the NBA, let us know in the comments. Give us some topics, some players.
We will be doing a power rankings for positions coming soon. We're going to have some special guests on the episode, so let us know.
Yep. But besides that, I think that's where we're going to close this episode out. Any last things you want to leave the audience with?
Make sure to text that girl back that you've been holding off. She needs some love too. Or don't text it back.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's winter time. You know what that means. It's cuffing season. So
your boy's had his heart broken too many times. I'm done. I'm done.
Here you go with this.
It's okay. I've got football to hold me through the cold winter. So that's all I need.
Oh, brother.
But anyway, that's gonna be it for another episode of our recording. If you like the episode, make sure you like it. Give us a subscription. Really helps us out. It's a free way you can help the channel. And go follow us on our social platforms. We're posting micro content on there all the time. So if you enjoyed it, please go help us out with all that. But again, this is the Young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton. And I'm Gage Sutton 007. Thanks for watching, and we will see y'all next week.